Hello, this is Nicholas Glazansky here. I'm just going to talk about haiku on Twitter. So I just wrote hashtag haiku and see what comes up today. So we got ant. This account is actually attached to a journal under the same name. It's a pretty funny name. But yeah, as you can see, it's contemporary haiku. It's kind of like avant-garde stuff. I usually really enjoy the stuff coming out of ant. So, the 10 minutes we spent all week to get to. Interesting, huh? So, it looks like a word is missing here almost. You gotta fill in the blank. Now, this is definitely not a traditional way of writing haiku. I don't see any ikigo, any seasonal reference. I don't see any representation of kereji or the cut marker to separate the parts. Usually there's punctuation. It's very interesting. The 10 minutes we spent all week to get to. It's kind of confusing, but definitely catches your attention. It's definitely original. It's one of the things I always like about this account is the poems are always original. You never get a haiku that's very like formulaic. So interesting. It's hard to say. You know, you can put this into micro poetry too. The genre called micro poetry. But it has some micro aesthetics. It kind of leads the reader to kind of a space where they have to discover things on their own. It's not an aphorism. It's not just like random words put together. It's also not a thing that tell readers too much, like a lot of micro poetry. So it does have some haiku aesthetic. And it, a lot of haiku, I try to put the reader into a state of kind of witnessing, being mindful, and whatnot. I like the detail, 10 minutes, and all week. So that's a pretty interesting haiku. I'm gonna favorite that or like it. And I got my good friend Belinda here. And you can see it's in a journal frog pond. So you know it's gonna be good because it's in frog pond journal. Exam clock. The soft breeze of turning papers. That's a really original way to phrase it. The soft breeze of turning papers. And we've all felt that that breeze when you turn a page and you feel this like so exam clock, and that sound might even sound like a clock, exam clock. And yeah, so the soft breeze is kind of like, I think it's being compared to the seconds, the mark of time in exam clock, in the when there's exams. That's pretty interesting. Let me look at this some more. I like the O sounds, clock, soft, here, breeze, papers, turning, the R sounds are nice. Very good, very good. I like the minuscule look at things. The observation is very good. Let's see, Eve Castle. I don't know Eve Castle, but let's see. So haiku poems of Matsuo Basho. Oh, so this is not by Eve. So misty showers. The day one cannot see Mount Fuji, it is more attractive. Yeah, I've read this one before. Very nice. And it's totally true. The anticipation, the imagination that we have of Mount Fuji or something that we love is often greater than the view itself, the perception, the seeing it in reality. So that's a really can't dislike Basho. Okay, so I know Debbie. Let's see. Presents. It's a British haiku journal that's really good. Swapping seats on the empty train, afternoon sun. Well, that's cool, because it gives the impression that Debbie or someone else is swapping seats with the afternoon sun. But it could also just mean that they're comparing it, the swapping of seats on an empty train, to an afternoon sun. That's interesting. Yeah, you feel like the weight on an empty train. You feel the weight of you sitting down much more, and that weight is kind of strong like an afternoon sun. Wow, that is a pretty unique juxtaposition there. Cool. I like that. Sun train. Not really a rhyme. A little bit, but not too much. Look at all the S sounds. Swapping seats, sun. Cool. Extra special bitter. Yeah, I followed this guy. Some nice haiku. What's his name again? Paul David Mena. Yeah, Paul David Mena. I'm a professional beer drinker and haiku poet volunteering in the IT industry since 1983. Cool. Professional beer drinker. That's funny. So taste of spring when the river is an open window. Taste of spring when the river is an open window. So, got a metaphor there, which is not so common in haiku, but when it's used correctly, it's nice. When the river is an open window. Maybe it means like when the river is clear. Taste of spring. Yeah, so like when the river is clear, you can see all the like beautiful things at the bottom of the river, and they glisten because of the water, so it's very beautiful. Gives us a taste of spring, not an actual taste, but like a bit of spring. Oh, it's interesting. Nice aesthetic. So, Ilacharan Gunasekaran. I hope I pronounced that right. Nice rhyming name. So let's see. Yellow jay. So a jay is a type of bird. Yellow jay joins in our conversation. Spring noon. We got 4 lines there. A little unusual with the 4 lines, but it works. Spring noon. Spring noon. Yeah, that works well. I don't know if a yellow jay, what season it relates to exactly, but I can imagine it being a spring bird. Yellow is definitely a spring-like color. Maybe even summer, but yeah, spring. Cool. I like the O sounds in there too. Joins, conversation, hours, noon. Nice one. Oh, Humankind Journal. Okay. Just taking a yawn. Okay. Dadaist poem. Dadaist, they're kind of like nonsense poems, but in a good way. I used to like to read Dadaist poetry. Okay. Dadaist poem. The herd carefully charming you. That's interesting. So this would be a haiga, because you got art plus haiku. Interesting. Dada's poem, the herd carefully charming you. Now I get it. Okay. You're like, Dada's poems, a lot of people are like, I don't get it, but they're charming. Anyways. And the herd carefully charming you. I like the word carefully because you wouldn't think of a herd of anything carefully charming you. That's interesting. And what kind of herd is this? It could be, you know, in the context of the art, it looks like the herd as in like popular culture. Wow. I think this has quite a bit of layers, actually. Because I can see that, like, popular culture carefully charming you because maybe the nonsense is more appealing. Interesting. That's a cool layer right there. That is a very unique poem. So far, we've gotten a lot of unique poems. Alright, let's look at one or two more. Chenolu, hopefully I said that correctly. Hand-me-down dream. Interesting. Hand-me-down dream. Twilight laughter drifting from the orphanage. So the hand-me-down has a nice connection with drifting. Nice word with dream and drifting. Nice sound, I mean. Interesting. Hand-me-down dream is a great first line. Very interesting. I can totally imagine this happening. Wow. It's sad and happy at the same time. That's unique. Let's see if did I like all the other ones? Yeah, okay. Alright. Maybe one more. Sandra. I've seen her around, but I don't know who she is exactly. Okay. Anyways, Sandra. Patching cracks in the old barn. Wintered sunlight. I'm yawning a lot. Sunday laziness. Okay. So we got the cracks in the old barn, and they're being patched by sunlight, but has a little bit of edge to it because it's winter sunlight, which is kind of have a chilly feeling to it. Kind of a sadness. Got a lot of wabi-sabi there. A lot of beauty in the not beautiful. Beauty in the rustic. That's an interesting one. I think that's about all the time I got. But yeah, sometimes, you know, it's good to just hashtag haiku on Twitter and see what's going on in the world of haiku. Let's look at this guy. Haiku Rambler. He's just rambling. I'm just a guy writing haiku, playing ukulele, and red drumming as awesome as I can. Okay. 4 words of advice I would give to my younger self are just let go. This is more of an aphorism, I would say. This is not really in the vein of haiku. But at least he's trying. He's taking the haiku challenge. I would recommend for Haiku Rambler to read more of traditional work and build a foundation on Basho, Isa, Busan, Santoka, Shiki, and others. Anyways, yeah, so that's about all the time I got. And, yeah, hopefully this was interesting, just randomly looking through some cool haiku. Alright, see you around.